Hello guys, welcome to Comeng17, where today we're celebrating reaching 1,000 subscribers. To celebrate, we're going around Melbourne and potentially Victoria, and I'm going to just have a look at a lot of stations that have had a significant role in my channel's history. Obviously, the first one I have to go to is Royal Park. Like, literally, this is the Comeng17 significance station. I came here for my 1 year special. I intended to come here for my 2 year special, and now I'm here again. After these years, multiple. That's crazy. Over 2 years. Yeesh. Definitely didn't have these readers when I first came here. This was the site of Comeng17's first video, trains at Royal Park Station. The 17th, it's filmed on the 17th of December 2022 and released on the 17th of December 2023, the day Comeng17 began. It's a nice, well, it's the station that serves the Melbourne Zoo. I was here because I was participating in the WCA Oceanic Championship for Rubik's Cube solving thing. I didn't do that well, but that's why I was here. I don't think I've ever said that. I was here for Rubik's Cubing, ultimately. Yeah, don't think that's doxing me in any way. But yeah, so Royal Park, the station that serves the zoo, that's over there. There's also this tram stop that also serves the zoo. But yeah, but no, very nice when there's a tram train interchange. Very nice place, you know, just very lots of nature around, even in a place that's not really that much of a natural place. I don't know. Well, it's a park in the middle of the city, so it's kind of a hybrid of nature and humanity. Trams just remind me of my eternal desire to get a good picture of the train and the tram on the bridge, because there's a bridge right there. Let me walk over there, actually. I'm sure that wasn't highly illegal what I just did. Crossing the tram tracks. Let's raise this tram a bit. Just for clarity's sake, there's not a train coming. There's no way I'll get that shot this right now, but there's the bridge. So yeah, it's possible for a train and a tram to both be there at the same time. I probably won't catch that. But yeah, so yeah, while I was at the WCA thing, solving Rubik's Cubes, between rounds that I was participating in, I came over here to Royal Park Station to film trains, because I was starting to get into trains a little bit. Probably just a short-term hyperfixation, you know. It wasn't going to last. It lasted quite a while. I believe there was a break in the... no, there wasn't a break in the middle of 2023, was there? Oh wow, that tram frequency is a bit insane. Oh, that's a bumblebee. Oh no, it isn't. I don't know why I said that. That's an E-Class. Sorry, it just looked different from the other E-Class, because the other one was an E2 class, which are more square-shaped than the E1 classes. This is an E1 class. Sorry, I just saw it. Looked curvy, looked different, and I was like, is that a bumblebee? No, it isn't. This is the crossing. Okay, you can absolutely cross here. Yeah, if my 1,000 subscriber special was just being at Royal Park, that would... Just do a little more jaywalking. If the Comeng17 1,000 subscriber special was just me at Royal Park, that would be quite boring. I'm gonna get the most that I can out of this place, but I can assure you this is not the limit of this video. In fact, this isn't even the part of this video that I filmed first. Because, yeah, as I said earlier, today we're going around and seeing lots of stations with significance to Comeng17. My plan right now is Royal Park, Clayton, Southern Cross, North Geelong, Footscray, North Melbourne, then Footscray, then Arden, then Boronia. However, it's possible that I won't have time to go to North Geelong. That is quite a ways away, isn't it? What's upfield frequency like? Let me check. I might not actually want to stay to watch a train. That would be so annoying if I can't actually recreate any of my shots. That's what I always want to do here, but don't think the upfield frequency is good enough for that. We'll see. Okay, screw it. It's 20-minute frequencies. I can stay here for half an hour. I'll find it. I'll have some lunch, honestly. But yeah. Give way to trams. Oh yeah, the tram crossing is right there, isn't it? Okay. 6 minutes until the next train. Let me make that 0. Just like the intro, but with a different type of train. Now, the question of the day, which one do I pick? What are the chances? Okay, so I recreated the intro. It's an EDI but not, instead of an Alstom, but come on, close enough. I'm gonna go for the train tram thing because there hasn't been a tram in a while and there's a train soon. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, basically. If it's gonna happen at all, it's gonna happen now. Otherwise, it's not gonna happen. It's like 5 minutes separating the trains. Right, let's try and get for real the shot that even takes it head to fake. What do you think are our chances? Am I meant to be here? Like that's the path. I'm in the bush bit, ready to be bitten by a snake, and that's the tram track, so I think I'm good. Legally dubious. Safety-wise, perfectly fine. This is literally just a chance thing. There hasn't been a tram in a while, and there's a train coming soon. Statistically, it could happen. The train's coming. Come on. The level crossing triggered. Tram vanished. That's annoying. That would have been so cool if it did happen, though. I'm not gonna be mad. How can I be? That's an unrealistic expectation. I don't know where the trams are. Okay, one day I'm going to come back to this station and spend all day here. I swear. One of these days. Now I can safely say that our time at Royal Park has concluded. So, let's catch a train to our next station. Let's get on the Ride with Pride carriage. Sure, let's be gay. All right, to the next station. Clayton Station. Like Boronia, this is one of the stations that I sometimes start my videos at because there's just an easy way for me to get here. But that was mostly only a few of my earlier videos. I rarely come here anymore, truthfully. I think the last time I came here was when I went to Phillip Island. Yeah, there's this nice little remnant of the old station. Or something. Or an old-fashioned looking... Don't mind the... See this ancient, old-fashioned logo. I mean, photo with the PTV logo and Mikey readers. I don't think this is an old and dumb ways to die. Okay. This is not an old photo, despite what it would look like. The rest of them are definitely old photos, but it is funny how you got black and white. You put black and white on a modern picture of the station. Anyway. Yeah. It's a very, very nice looking Skyrail station. And the surrounds of it as well. Very large quantity of community spaces and stuff. It's a very, very nice project. And another interesting thing about Clayton is the fact that this is the end of CBTC signalling for the HCMT trains, the limits of it. Although the trains actually terminate at Westall, just a little bit down the line from here, the next station, it's actually Clayton where the high capacity signalling ends. Yeah. Yeah, I think Phillip Arm was the last time I came here. But yeah. It looks like some stuff's been happening since I was gone. One suggestion I got for my 1,000 subscriber special was to cover future stations or SRL stations or something. And while that didn't actually eventuate, let's have a look while I'm here. What's that? Hold on, let me stop filming while I'm waiting for the road to go green. Actually, one thing I will do is look at this artwork on this fence here. Very nice looking little decorative thing for something as small as the fencing covering a construction site. Oh, great. Okay, so this footpath is actually closed, so I can't actually get over there. That's oversight on my part. But yeah, you can see a lot of cranes and construction equipment here. So, you might actually be asking, very legitimate question to ask, what is this construction site? This is a construction site for the Suburban Rail Loops Clayton Station. Yes, the Suburban Rail Loop will build a station in Clayton right here, right next to the other one. That is on purpose. It is so that you can just interchange between the stations very easily. The question you might have is then, why not just build it like legitimately inside of the existing Clayton station? And the answer to that is not really something I fully understand. I don't fully understand. I think it would seeing how much land is being taken up for this construction. I'm guessing the reason is just that the construction would involve Clayton Station being closed for like a long time. That's my understanding. But so they're building it next to Clayton Station, and then they'll build some form of interchange. Now there's this neat little map of the Suburban Rail Loop. Yeah, from Box. So the line will be an underground metro line from Cheltenham to Box Hill, which will interchange with the Frankston line at not Cheltenham. It's actually Southland Station that the interchange will be, but it's in the suburb of Cheltenham. So interchange at Cheltenham for the Frankston line, TikTok. Clayton for the Pakenham and Cranbourne lines. But yeah, as this says here, Also the Traralgon and Bairnsdale lines, which both stop at this station. Then you've got Monash Station that serves Monash University and will be a brand new station. Glen Waverley Station that you will be incapable of guessing what line it's interchanges with, the Glen Waverley line. Burwood Station that will likely not be called Burwood Station because the name Burwood Station is taken, that serves Deakin University. And Box Hill Station, which is the interchange with the Belgrave and Lilydale lines, and will not always be the terminus of the Suburban Rail Loop. Because the Suburban Rail Loop will, eventually, over a very long time, be extended to Melbourne Airport. But the initial section, SRL East, will end at Box Hill. Yeah, very nice looking wall fence thing. I heard my dad talking about the one at Monash Station that was also like this, but for some reason had to be torn down, and he was saying how much of a waste it was of such a cool looking fence wall thing. I'm guessing this is the type of fence wall thing he was talking about, because you saw the art earlier. You mentioned the art. But yeah, more transport, more homes, more jobs. Very nice. Very nice project. Wow, this place really is big, isn't it? Don't actually know what's pedestrian and what's not. This is pedestrian, I'll go here. And this is grass. I'm sure I can walk on grass. I have no idea what's part of the construction site and what's not. But yeah. So this is what SRL Clayton Station looks like right now. Obviously not quite finished yet, but that's fine. It's got 10 years or so until this place needs to open. So yeah, very early construction, I imagine. Sounds like they'll come through here with the tunnel boring machines not too long from now. I don't know how long tunneling takes, but they're going to be starting not too far from here, in very soon. There's the Skyrail line, which will seemingly not be disturbed by construction, which is good. I mean, yeah. As I said earlier, the building Clayton Station building where Clayton Station is now would cause the station to probably have to be closed. But clearly they're making sure to avoid the Skyrail line so that the line doesn't have to be closed. Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, the station is set to open 9 years from now. So, yeah, it's not surprising that there's nothing much here. So let's go see the station that, realistically, I actually came here to see. The Dandenong Line station that I've used a few times. Clayton Station. I wonder if it's... at least the Metro Tunnel stations have different names. I wonder... wouldn't it be inconvenient if they have to make all the station names different? Like imagine if this station wasn't allowed to be called Clayton Station. That would be so inconvenient. SRL Clayton works, I guess. Anyway, now let's walk back to Clayton Station and actually look at Clayton Station. It must be so cool having this as your local station. Not to say that my local station isn't level crossing removed, obviously it is, but it's nothing like this. Definitely not this cool. I just imagine coming here every day to get to work or school, something. Very, very nice place. Oh wow, they've even rolled out the new map. I wonder how the rollout of this map will go, How long until we fully rolled out? Oh wow, a Traralgon in 3 minutes. That's definitely a thing I want to get on video. So yeah, so this is the ground floor Mikey area. There's a toilet block and waiting area in there. But yeah, there's lifts here. But yeah, the main event is absolutely up here. As part of the Metro Tunnel Big Switch, basically 24/7, there will be trains every 10 minutes through this station, which is cool. Is that a V-Line train too? That's cool. Yes, it is. Oh wow, we get to see a few V-Line trains while we're here. Hold on, I'm just going to turn this off, if I can. No, I can't. Anyway. So yeah, it's got a nice looking elevated track design. The giant shader's pretty cool. Still got the old signage, which is interesting. Very interesting. Very nice view from the station as well, since you can, you know, since it's elevated, you can see the surrounds very far, you know, pretty cool. Here's another V-Line train. Let's see if I can get them in the same shot somehow. It's going to be hard. Not really. Yeah, the old sun is very interesting. See, look at the frequency. After that train departs, we've got an East Pakenham in 3 minutes. Hold on, let me get close enough. That's not showing well. By the way, yes, This does actually look warped like that in real life. I have no idea why. Like, it's like folded or something. And then a Sunbury in 5 minutes. Perfect. So yeah, all trains from this platform now are trains to the Sunbury line because that's the other end of the metro tunnel. Until the airport rail link or the Melton line opens, all trains coming to Dandenong Line's platforms 1 will be to a Sunbury destination. Fun Comeng17 fact. Did you know that this segment of the video is filmed first? And everything you've watched until now, well, the Clayton section of the video was filmed first, not this specific clip. But everything you've seen up until Clayton is actually filmed after I'm saying these words. So I don't know actually what I've said in the earlier sections of the videos yet, because of how improvised Comeng17 videos are. Let's see how that ends, by the way. Let's see if this video is actually a somewhat coherent piece being filmed so out of order. So yeah, now to Southern Cross. And yeah, I don't know, I said that so dramatic, like this clip's gonna last a little longer than that. Yeah, I don't know. How much more is there to say about Clayton? Maybe let me go over a little summary. So, obviously it's got its 2 platforms, platform 1 being the city platform and platform 2 being the destination platform. Platform 1 happens to be a, platform 1 happens to be to Sunbury via the metro tunnel because that is the way to the city. And platform 2 is to Pakenham, Cranbourne, Westall or Dandenong. Just depending on, those are the main terminus locations, I believe. Oh, this is an interesting map. I'll look at that after this train departs. What just happened? What was that? That's very... I have to say, there do seem to be a few growing pains with this whole metro tunnel thing. Very interesting. Let's look at that map again. So, yeah, you got your city connections, the metro tunnel in blue and the city loop in every other colour. Yeah. It's not that simple. There's a... I do like how it doesn't even consider Caulfield and Malvern as interchanges, because people seem to be using them way too much, but I don't actually know if that's the case anymore. Like, I definitely know initially on the opening days that there was way too many people using Caulfield and Malvern as interchanges to get to the city loop, because yeah. So the next train coming through here will be on this platform. Anyway, I guess, yeah, that's really about it for what I have to say on Clayton. No, let me cover some major roles it's been in videos. Every time Clayton is in the Comeng17 video, it serves as the starting station, as it's a station that I have a way to get to, and if convenient for certain videos that, yeah, I you know, certain videos that involve the Pakenham line in some way, or just that was the most convenient station for me to get to, because this station's a lot closer to the city than a lot of the other stations I often start my videos at. So that's a good thing. And yeah, so it first appeared in Train Day 2, which was also my first video to get 100 views, I think. Something like that. It was my first long video, and it was my first big video. Big relative to the time. My channel's grown a lot since that. And Train Day 2 was also the first time I ever went to Southern Cross Station, which is, yeah, where we're going after this station. Yeah. And yeah, it's been the start of a few videos after that, and then it's also been, yeah, when I went to Phillip Island, my trip from Melbourne to Phillip Island via rail, well, as far as you can get via rail, then via boat. I also started here, went to Caulfield, then changed for Frankston to go down to Stony Point. That was fun. I'm glad I always wanted to do that one day, so I'm glad to. That was one of my things that I really wanted to do with trains, Phillip Island, because I go there quite often, so I wanted to get there as much by rail as possible. Here's a better angle of the Clayton SRL build. Anyway, but yeah, not a lot of my videos start here anymore because, you know, it's a bit far away from home and it's just not been convenient to get here as often. But I'll definitely come here sometime still. I can think of a few videos that I might need it for, such as this one. Time to recreate one of the most iconic Comeng17 shots, I guess. I don't know, how do I define iconic if I'm the only one who actually has watched all of my videos? This video clip made it into the intro. The original clip of this made it into the intro for this video, so it's really important enough.
Running express from Melbourne to Anzac, then from all stations to Waterloo, Arden,
Alright, that's it for Clayton Station. Now it's Southern Cross. Southern Cross. What can't you say about Southern Cross, I guess? There's actually a significant shortage of things you can't say about Southern Cross now that I think of it. Southern Cross. The closest thing to a Melbourne station. The terminus for all regional railway services in Victoria, and the second largest suburban railway station in terms of every metric. This is the station on the network where you can see all but every single type of train running. The only trains that don't run through here on the entire Victorian network are the Sunbury, Pakenham and Cranbourne lines. Unsurprisingly, this station has been a centre point of many of my videos. Innumerable to count. Innumerable to count? That's not a sentence. Like, just thinking about how many videos I've been at this station. I think many more than Flinders Street. I think it's rare that I've caught a V-Line train that didn't involve me going through this station. First appeared in Train Day 2, like the rest of them. They basically all yeah, a lot of stations were first used in Train Day 2 because that's the first big adventure I went on. So, Southern Cross has apologies about this. My thing does this sometimes. There we go. Southern Cross has 16 numbers of platforms, but realistically, it has what? "26 platforms. Platforms 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14 are all just singular platforms. But platforms 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 and 16 are split up. For example, we are currently on platform 4A and down there is platform 4B. It's just the other side of this escalator, basically. Southern Cross does this to double its effective capacity for the platforms, as a train can depart either platform at about the same time. Technically, they can depart literally the same time. This increases the effective number of platforms to 26 from 16. Platform 8 is unique in that it actually has 3 platforms. Platform 8A, Platform 8B, and Platform 8 South, which is south, closer towards Flinders Street, kind of just like an offshoot of the station. I've never actually been there before. Okay, that's my to-do list for right now. The first thing I'm doing is going up here. The Victorian railway network is known for its gauge differences, and here's an example of such. That V-Line Velocity train is standard gauge, and by standard gauge I mean international and interstate standard gauge, meaning that the wheels of the train are spaced 1,435 millimeters apart. However, the rails that the train's wheels are on. However, most railways in Victoria have their rails spaced by 1,600 millimeters, which is called Irish broad gauge or Victorian broad gauge. It's almost always referred to as just broad gauge though, but there are an innumerable type of broad gauges. It's just that this is the Victorian one. Yeah, it even says that they're standard gauge. The reason for that is it's Sydney's fault. That's basically how Victorian's gauge problem is entirely Sydney's fault. Let me just say it that way. Well, rather, that's putting the blame too generally. No, it's not the Sydney sider's fault. It's the fault of a single Sydney sider. The New South Wales Transport, or whoever had the role basically equivalent to Transport Minister in the 19th century when the first railway was constructed in Sydney. Basically, the person who signed the form that said that the first railway in Sydney would be built to standard gauge. Because of this, the New South Wales and Victorian networks developed at different gauges because Victoria used the pre-agreed broad gauge, and then Perth did its own thing. I have no idea why Perth uses narrow gauge. That is entirely their fault, I think. And yeah, now we're suffering the consequences. So thanks Sydney. Thanks. Anyway, train. I'm not belittling you, audience, by the way. That's just me being weird. That train is almost certainly going to go to Swan Hill, although not with that locomotive attached. That locomotive is not going to Swan Hill. Anyway, let's go to Platform 8 South. Here's something interesting. If you look at that train's number, it is set 136. It's not because that carriage says 136, that's a completely separate thing. That is the 137th V-line velocity train ever made? Yeah. So that makes it one of the newest trains on the Victorian network. Not the newest. They're going to build 100 up to 141 or something like that. So yeah, definitely not the newest train because they've already rolled out like set 138 or something. I don't know. Apparently they're going to stop at 141 though, which is a bit of a weird choice because there's so much you could do with more trains. Like, the first thing that comes to mind is the Horsham line. You could just standard gauge it and run trains to Horsham. Second thing that comes to mind, Mildura. Same story, but you have to do a bit of track work. Third thing that comes to mind, decent frequencies on Ballarat. Fourth thing, 6-car trains to Warrnambool. What else? Well, actually, no, 6-car trains to Warrnambool is a platform issue, not a rolling stock issue. But still, having limited rolling stock is... like... I don't know, like... they should really just run trains to Horsham. If you're watching this, Victorian state government, buying 2 trains and run them back and forth between Horsham and Ararat. That is my most short-term regional rail recommendation. Just 2 standard gauge VLs. Don't take them off Albury though. Albury needs 2 more themselves, frankly. Albury is at capacity a bit. Ideally you should run more trains to Albury, but for that you need more rolling stock. Anyway. So, the one Southern Cross platform I've never been on. Well, I've probably never been on a lot of the B platforms, like 6B or something. Probably have, honestly. But yeah, I've never been down here. Now you'd think that since this line is closer to Traralgon, that this would be the Traralgon platform. You guessed wrong. No idea why. But randomly, this platform is a Seymour platform. Also, this is one of the few V-Line platforms that's electrified. Holy hell, look at how warped that track is. Anyway, here's a Seymour train if you want to go to Seymour. Also, yeah, platform 8, 8A, 8S, and maybe 8B are electrified for reasons that relate to certain things, but that are a bit outdated, but they get used for Flemington trains. So they're still used. This is 7. This individual train is 7005. The last train to have the PTV livery applied, and for the long time, a very unique individual train due to the fact that it had an outdated livery. Unfortunately, that is no longer the case. What is this? An old ticket booth or something? This must have not been used in years. Wait, this is actually a great train spotting spot. You can see the whole viaduct's worth of trains here. There's the only POD in the whole platform for some reason. Southern Cross Station. Oh, whoa, the only bins in Southern Cross Station. Not the only ones, but my god, Southern Cross Station just does not have enough bins. There's the points that will take you to the viaduct, if you so wish, but otherwise you're going to run to the end of that thing there. Wow, this is a great view, actually, of the viaduct. Well, since this sign doesn't exactly say anything, I don't... Metlink. That sign literally hasn't been touched since 2012. There's a car park for something. Probably whatever this building is. And here's the only grass in the Melbourne CBD. This land probably belongs to Southern Cross Station, but who knows? Oh, the urge to walk along that little platform extension overpowers me, but I refuse, nonetheless. Alright, now I can confirm one small thing. I will not be going to North Geelong today. That is not happening. But I will go to a few more stations after this. And there's, in fact... There's, in fact... one tiny thing that I might... Yeah, I don't know. There's one interesting thing yet to happen in the video as of this part of the video, but I've definitely filmed it as of this instant. So, yeah. Let me just... North Melbourne Station. The major, well, northern Melbourne interchange. Originally an interchange between the Werribee, Williamstown, Sunbury, Upfield and Craigieburn lines, but now the Sunbury line's gone elsewhere. Still a major interchange, and also home to the North Melbourne Railway Lookout, where you can see almost every V-line train imaginable. And also, currently, this exact instant, home to the IEV Comeng trains, the EVETs. I guess they just live here when they're not being used or something, I don't know. But yeah, there they are. They were the stars of one of my biggest videos ever, so it's nice to see them again. I'd love to see them moving. Never seen them moving before, despite all my time, seeing that. All my time? I haven't spent a lot of time seeing them, but I've seen them a few times, and none of them have been moving. Then again, the same is the case for the Extrapolis 2.0s. North Melbourne Station has 2 concourses, one at either end of the platforms, 6 platforms, which means 3 sets of 2. Each set of 2 is for 1 line exactly, which is really convenient. You can always go to the same platform and get the same line, I believe. Maybe Craigieburn trains will use the wrong platform sometimes, I don't know. Upfield trains definitely almost always use that platform the train is on, that platform set. And yeah, this is the Werribee Williamstown platforms, because truth be told, I'm actually going somewhere not too long from here. Yeah. Now if you look over there, that is the new, what is it? The North Melbourne flyover, and right there is the lookout. There's actually someone there. If you can see that person there, they're at the lookout. And yeah, that's been the star of a few videos, that lookout. Well, not the star, but you know, like a place. You know, in a few videos, because it's a great spot to look at trains. Speaking of, what can I see through here? Ooh. What happens if I shove my phone through here? That's a good view. That will not be the thumbnail, but the thumbnails are already decided. Or if it's going to change, it's going to change to something else that will appear later. Anyway, as you can see, this concourse, being a completely different design to that brick one over there, this one's concrete, is a much more recent addition. And yeah, it was added. And in fact, this concourse has kind of almost completely replaced the other one. You can't even enter via the original concourse, which is a serious silliness. Like, I don't know. Why? Like, that's just waste so much time. Yeah, what videos has this been in? I believe I went here pretty recently, honestly. Forget which video. Probably like the Metro Tunnel one or something? Did I say the Metro Tunnel one? We all know there's a lot of Metro Tunnel ones. I can't place exactly when I last came here, but it was very recent. Anyway, truth be told, this station was tacked on a bit as a last second addition to the video. It originally wasn't going to be in the video, but yeah. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, especially Well, that entirely depends on if I actually go through with going to North Geelong. We'll see. Oh wait, I need to get on this train. More ecoms, whatever you want to call them, EVETs. That's what they should be called, EVET. That's their name. That's pretty cool that they have a name. Oh wow, this train's empty. And yeah, next station. Footscray is also a station. Footscray, like Newport, was not meant to be in this video, and will not be in this video for very long at all, as a station. Still significant. Major interchange again. Different line set, obviously, but yes, Sunbury and Werribee Williamstown, along with the main secondary V-Line station. Now, you might be wondering why exactly I'm going to Newport and Footscray, despite them not originally being on the plan, and that's a great question that I refuse to answer with words. So I'll just cover Footscray. Footscray is I covered that. 6 platforms, two platforms for every line set. Very nice separation. Good. Yeah, you got the regional rail link, the Sunbury line, and the Werribee Williamstown line. V-line. Yeah, most V-line lines run through here. Whoa, camera went funny. And yeah, this is also near the Bunbury Street tunnel, which, well, it's the exit of it. The entrance is just down the road, and that tunnel is for freight trains going from the Dynon Yards. And yeah, so it's a very this has started a few of my freight videos by nature of being, you know, the place where the Bunbury Street tunnel comes through, so, you know, you can see freight trains from here. And there's also been an interchange. Also, when services are cancelled, they often go through here. So I've been here a few times. Can't say when the first one was, though. Probably train day 2. A lot of these interchange stations I think I went to in train day 2. But I'm not here for any of that. I'm pretty sure I'm here for that. And you can't see that from this angle. Let me wait until it gets a little closer. So in this video already, you've probably seen Comengers, Siemens Nexuses, Extrapolis 100s, HCMTs, but there's one more train, suburban train on Melbourne's network that hasn't quite been fully rolled out. They are just about to, though, they're undergoing major testing. One round of the testing happens to be this. Oh, I did not expect it to come to a complete stop. Look at it. Look at the button. It's such an interesting button. That is the Alstom Extrapolis 2.0 train. First entering service sometime this year, but not yet. That's right, that train is not a train that you can catch yet. And that's pretty cool that I just happened to be out and about when it was too. No idea what it's doing, but I mean, I've heard that it may be heading to Sandringham. I'll see if I can see it again. That's pretty cool. As you can see, it is not quite complete. I've noticed the white paint, which will be on the final trains, isn't on that specific unit. And it's also missing the coupler coverer. You may notice that's pretty obvious that something's missing on those trains. And yeah, obviously it's covered in test train livery and stuff. But yeah. So that's why I came to Footscray. Now let's continue on with the actual main bit of the video. But if I get a chance to see that again, I'm definitely taking it. Arden Station. This is the station I chose in this video to represent the metro tunnel. Because this is the first metro tunnel station I came to, and while most of the stations in this video have appeared in very old Comeng17 videos, obviously the metro tunnel is a much newer release, but still it's been the main focus of this portion of Comeng17 videos from like September or October to now. Even now, the metro tunnel is still a major focus of my videos, which of course it is, you know? This will probably be the last video filmed where the metro tunnel is treated like a new thing, but there will probably be videos released after this one that treat it, because I know that there's one video that I filmed before the metro tunnel big switch even occurred that hasn't released as of filming, and I'll probably reach 1,000 subscribers before that releases. So because of that, that video will probably also come out after this one. But no new videos that I'm filming. Anyway, I walked over here just to show you the retail things. So that was a question I had in my mind with Arden. What were they going to do with all this space? They are going to lease it. That makes sense. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop making videos about the metro tunnel going, ooh, look, the metro tunnel, we're all used to it now, you know? Clearly not, because some of the announcements on the train I was just on was saying how the City Loop works. But, you know, if not used to it, you know, we're, how do I say this? I'm sorry, that is awful, speaking on my part. I feel the need to apologise for that. I can do a lot better. What is the purpose of this road? It literally goes nowhere. It literally just goes to where I am. I know this will probably be like a housing place, developed area, sometime soon, but yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? How do I say this? You know, Like, the novelty of the metro tunnel is definitely fading. It is established itself now. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be. The final growing pains are being worked through. The final people are getting used to their new commute. But ultimately, this is it's going to be like this forever now. So, you know, like, I'm not going to stop using the metro tunnel, because, like, the whole point is that it's useful. That's the reason why so much was invested into this, into building this, because it's useful. But yeah. Now, I chose Arden, obviously, because this is the first metro tunnel station I came to, and it's also the one I've been to the most times, I think. Actually, maybe Town Hall, no, State Library takes the cake there, actually. I've almost certainly been to State Library a few times. Basically, every video where I go through the metro tunnel, I go through State Library to change to the City Loop. Anyway, how long have I been filming this? No idea. No wait, it's just been 4 minutes.
If you need help, ask us. Thank you for travelling with us.
Let's go down to the platform levels and have a look at this station. So this station has appeared in 2 videos, one of which isn't technically a video. It was in my first Metro Tunnel Station tour video, and that's a great summary of this station, but I'll do it. But like every other station in this video, I'll do a brief summary of its design here nonetheless. So yeah, you got the ground floor brick building, which is pretty cool. You may notice that the archway isn't quite aligned to the road. The station building is aligned to the road, but the archway is aligned to the railway, directly below it. Here's a thing. This stone is part of what does it say? Let me just read off this. Yeah, if anyone wants to pause and read it, but I'll read it out loud. This Geelong and Melbourne Railway sandstone plaque from 1857 was originally set in a wall of the former railway workshop that once stood where Arden Station is today. The plaque was designed to commemorate Werribee Station opening, but was relocated to North Melbourne in 1927 after a fire. North Melbourne was home to several significant Victorian Railways buildings in the 1920s. Before the old buildings were demolished, the plaque was carefully preserved and handed over to heritage conservation experts for restoration. Finally, it was relocated here at Arden Station for the opening of the Metro Tunnel. So basically, this plaque was created to celebrate the opening of one of Melbourne's first railways. I think the Flinders Street to Port Melbourne Railway was the first that actually opened, but the Geelong to Newport line came second, which is what the Werribee line is today. Anyway, so this is the concourse of the station. All of the Metro Tunnel stations have this intermediate level concourse, which is underground, but is not at platform level. That's just the nature of how deep the tunnel is. And you know, you want to minimize the surface footprint. Very nice skylight here. You could see that from the pointless road thing that I was at just a few minutes ago. And yeah, over here is like a staff-only electronics building or whatever. I don't know what's in there. A building not too much smaller than Arden Station that's part of the station. Smaller than the main building. Anyway. So yeah, this appeared in the Arden Station tour video, but it also appeared in my 2-year special when I got stuck at Macaulay and walked over to here. Walking is also something I'll do here today, because I will walk from here to something and then use that something to get to Royal Park, which you've already watched that segment of the video, you know how that goes. Yeah. Metro tunnel platform levels are cool. They've got the dinosaur footprints and the not dinosaur footprints, because most of them aren't dinosaur footprints, if any of them are. Yeah. I don't know, I've said things about the metro tunnel stations a lot. Yeah. Go watch some other Comeng17 videos. I mean, that's how I got to 1,000 subscribers in the first place, I guess. I don't know. Might watch this East Pakenham train come past.
Departing shortly, please complete your boarding or stand clear.
Okay, this is a much better angle.
East Pakenham service will be departing shortly, please complete your boarding
I'll
or
film
stand
this.
clear.
I don't think I've actually filmed a train on this angle before, at least successfully. Very reflective surfaces, have to be very cautious.
And clear train departing, stand clear, stand clear.
I mean, where else to end this video? If Royal Park was the obvious first station for this video, you know, like just the obvious station to represent the first era of Comeng17, well, this station represents every era, doesn't it? This is, yeah, just the best place to end this video. Like, do I even need to say how many times I've been here? How many videos have started and ended here? I don't think I can, so I'm sorry if I do actually need to. This is, well, yeah, let's face it, I think it's quite obvious that this is my local station. And, yeah, so, I mean, if you want to walk through of Boronia station, I've got a few videos with those in it. Don't I? But yeah, that's where this video ends. After a long day of time travel, effectively, filming the video out of order. Editing this will be interesting. Seeing lots of stations. Now we're back here at the end of the ending the video. At the end of the video, this is chronologically the last part of the video filmed, and will also be the end of the video, which is nice. And so yeah, now is when I say, yeah. Thanks for subscribing, all 1,000 of you. Or it's already on 1,002, I think, just because it actually rolled over while I was filming this video, which is pretty cool. And thanks for watching, and yeah, this will definitely not be the last video, so I'll see you in the next one.